folks, today we are taking a look at TFC Photron. Now this is the not reflector that TFC announced or showed, geez, well over a year ago. I mean, we're talking at least a year and a half ago. And this guy is it's pretty big. I picked him up at a TF Source, and the box is nice. The box does feel a little weird though. It feels a little on the cheap side. It's nothing major. It's just a box. So let's go ahead and open them up and see what we get inside here. Just pull them out and pull out the tray. Put the box off to the side. So what we get inside the box is the completed TFC Photron camera set. It looks very much like a DSLR, and we actually even we even get this nice little strap, this nice little neck strap, so you can pretend that you're taking pictures. I do appreciate the nice little neck strap. It is definitely amusing. I do appreciate that. So I'm going to close this up and put this off to the side, and we'll take a look at the figure proper. So the figure itself is modeled in a modern DSLR camera. It is a very nice modeling. It's actually really, really nice. You've got the mode select buttons, or switch. This thing actually works. You've got an attachment shoe here up top. You've got all these different options. You've got a scroll here. You've got a button here. You've got what would be a LCD here. You've got the menu buttons. It's very well thought out. I mean, you've even got molded battery. You've even got a molded battery case here. It's a very well thought out and very, very cool and interesting mode. It's not very heavy though. It's definitely not as heavy as a DSLR. So to give you an idea of the size, so here is Cyberverse Commander Optimus next to the actual mold. So to give you an idea of the size, yeah, it's a smallish camera. This set also has this telephoto lens, which does detach, and it does pop off, so you've got this going for it. Now, it does come with an interesting gimmick. There is an LED built into this, and you can turn the LED on and off, and I just need to remember how. Oh, there's the button. So you have to open up the unit up, and then there you go. Now this piece can also be used as a cannon after the transformation. So I'll show you that. So you can fold that out, extend it, and then put that down, and the figure can hold it like this. Or as I will do sometimes is I'll just have the figure holding it like it's on its shoulder like that. You can also, using another piece that's inside the body, you can use one of the pieces here to mount it as like this portable cannon. So you can do that as well. And that's a very good option. So let's go ahead and get into the transformation. So we'll take this guy and kind of put him off to the side. The transformation is actually pretty complex. You've got these back panels here are actually holding everything together. So if we come back here and work these pieces off, and this one isn't going to come off that easy because of the way it's attached to the rest of the figure. But so here we have the one side, so we can actually detach this and just put this off to the side. Now this isn't the side that is used for the cannon mode. This is actually going to be used as a shield. So we'll put him off to the side. So we've got this section, and then to get this section off, we have to come under here to this button and actually unpeg this whole section here in order to get this cannon part off. Oh, there we go. Or we could just use brute force. So that'll come off. So then we've got these different components like that. Now this is the piece I was talking about where it sits flat, and then you can attach the lens to form like a camera cannon. Pew, 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 pew. Okay, so we'll put him off to the side as well. So we've got these bits. So now we're ready for the transformation as a whole. So we'll take these sections and just put them off to the sides. For the first guy, being the menu side, I have these backwards. So this guy sat here. What we'll do is we'll just kind of unfold the back here, fold out the sides to form the legs, flip that around to form the hips. Do that. Fold out the feet, flip out the heels, fold out the arms, and fold up and the head and turn it around. And then for this back plate, you could just leave it like that. So we have one of his bits transformed. For the other side, it's exactly the same, virtually, except we'll start by reaching in the middle here, pulling these sides out, and flipping the whole back part up, then do the exact same transformation. Like that. Fold out the legs again, fold out the feet, turn them around, fold out the arms, and flip out the hands, flip up the head and fold the backpack down. And there we go. So we'll move him over to this side. Now, if it looks like they're unstable, that's not the figures that are unstable. I'm using my drop cloth in a different way, and it's just kind of bunching up and not flattening out for some reason. Okay, so for the main section, what we're going to do is first reach in here and, unpeg the gun. We're going to first reach in and unpeg this section from... Oh, I'm doing it wrong. I'm sorry. What you really want to do first is reach under the bottom and unpeg this bottom flap. That will then free up these other flaps along the back. When you do that, you can then fold these sections up into themselves and just leave them pointing back. Now you could fold this side section out, and then you could come into the front of the camera and unpeg the entire front face of the camera and point it and fold it straight down. Then we'll want to turn the this bottom part 3/6 all the way around. And this is not easy. There's not a lot of clearance in the back with these back pieces, but do what you can. Then for the other arm, that is where the accessory shoe is. So fold out the accessory shoe like that. This is what I did. Fold the arm down like that. For this section here, what we want to do is actually fold up this piece and then twist the fist around like that. There we go. Come down to the bottom here, split the lens open, and twist the lenses off to the side, and then fold up the top of the accessory shoe to form the feet. And unfortunately, these ball joints are a little loose on my figure. Turn them around like that. So we turn it 360. Oops. And we get feet like that. And then we could fold this back panel back just enough to form the head, flip up the head, and then fold it back into place. I'm sorry, that back panel is the viewfinder. And there we go. For the one guy that forms the side, what I like to do is just attach this as his shield. And I'm trying to find the spot where it attaches, because normally I'm actually looking at the wrong one. You see, I get these two guys mixed up because they are so similar. I mean, they even their faces are pretty much exactly the same. They're like clones of each other. So, okay. So this guy, the one with the dial on his side, that's where the shield goes. So you just plug that in, and he gets a shield. So, okay, cool. He gets a shield. The other guy gets this, which is you flip these little guns up, and then you attach this whole thing to his back, like that. So he gets this like armored backpack, where he can just fold the guns over his shoulders like that. So that is pretty cool. Though they don't like to be laid down, they like to be pointed straight up, which is a little on the dumb side. But that's fine because you can point the cannon up like that, is what I like to do. So, yeah, he's got cannons. And then the middle guy gets the gun. As for the middle guy, I normally like to just give him the giant camera Zuka of death. The group we have here is very much a reflector set, and that is pretty good. I really do like the idea here. The execution is a little bit misleading. Well, not really misleading. I don't care for the execution all that much, simply because it just seems to lack polish. Yes, the colors are here. I love the purple. The silver is nice. The black is a little bit odd. And with here in the middle guy we have is known as OptiZoom. The one here on the side is AE Lock, and this guy is High Reso. Where did they come up with these names? I love the fact that they have these transparent chests. The head sculpts are pretty good. They're not perfect, but they are pretty good. And as you saw, the head sculpts for the two outside guys are exactly the same. All three of these guys have decent light piping, which I'll show you in a second. Overall, though, the posability is good, which, here, let me show you that now. Since High Reso and AE Lock are the same mold, I'm just going to do one of them. The head is on a swivel, so it does move. It can do 360. The arm is at a ball joint at the shoulder, a double hinge and bulge, or a hinge and ball joint at the elbow, no fist articulation. Torso can move. There is a ball joint at the hip, a swivel joint underneath that, a ball joint, actually no, not a ball joint, a hinge joint, a T-hinge joint at the knee, and then the feet are on ball joints. For the main guy, Optic Zoom 3, his head does move. It's on a swivel, can do 360. There is a swivel and a very limited ball joint in the shoulder, a double hinge for both elbows. Fists can move. Fists can rotate. There is there is torso articulation, because duh, it's part of the transformation. There is a ball joint in the knee, in the hip, and a swivel at their, I'm sorry, not a swivel, a hinge at the knee, and then a ball joint at the feet, though I really, really wish you could get the feet to go completely flat, as opposed to they naturally, because of the way the transformation is, they naturally tend to point on an angle. My biggest issue with the middle guy here is the huge backpack. It makes him incredibly top-heavy, and he has no heels, and there are no heels to deploy. So he falls over backwards very easily, as you see there. So you have to have him kind of leaning forward in order for him to stand well. Oh well, there's nothing I can really do about that. That's just a part of the mold. I'm not sure how well that's showing up, but here is what their light piping looks like. It's actually really nice, especially the main guy. I just love that cold visor look to him. Overall, Photron isn't too bad, but for $125, isn't too bad is not good enough. I'm sorry, at that price, this is not worth it. At $80, yes, $60 to $80, this is a fantastic set. But for $125, I just expect more. I expect just more bangs and whistles, more LEDs, more just of everything. I'm not saying that this is a bad figure. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get this in your collection. I think this is a good figure. I just think it's too expensive. Way too expensive for what you get. You effectively get two duplicate figures that really have different accessories and then one main figure. It makes me wonder if the addition of the LED in the camera weapon would have reduced the price by, say, 15 or 20 bucks. $100 is the absolute maximum that I would suggest paying for this set. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with this set other than the fact that the main guy, the middle guy here, needs a pair of heels. Other than that, the set is fine, but at that price, just no. Don't buy it at that price. Wait for it to go on sale for significantly cheaper. Once again, Photron, it's actually pretty good, but for that price, I just expect more.